You start your day like many others do, take your vitamins, sip your coffee, and feel like you're doing something right for your health. It's a routine you've trusted for years. But what if that habit is slowly chipping away at your strength? What if the very supplements meant to protect your heart, mind, and bones are the silent reason you're struggling to rise from a chair, hesitating at the top of stairs, or skipping your daily walk? Many seniors begin to feel their legs weakening, their balance fading, and assume it's just a natural part of aging. But what if that's not entirely true? What if the culprit is hiding in plain sight inside those seemingly harmless vitamin bottles lined up in your cabinet? In this video, you're going to learn something that most doctors don't say out loud, and most supplement labels will never tell you. We're uncovering 3 vitamins that are often found in the daily routines of people over 60. They're marketed as essential for heart health, immune support, and energy. But here's the truth: when taken without caution, they may be silently weakening your legs, damaging your nerves, and stealing the mobility you've worked so hard to preserve. You'll discover how each of these vitamins, vitamin E, vitamin A, and vitamin B6, can build up in the body, disrupt vital functions, and increase your risk of falls, fractures, and loss of independence. More importantly, you'll walk away knowing exactly what to do instead. This isn't about blaming you or scaring you. It's about giving you clarity so you can protect your strength, maintain your freedom, and make choices that honor your body as it is today. Because when you know better, you do better, and it's never too late to take back control. Vitamin E, the silent muscle weakener. For decades, vitamin E has been hailed as a miracle nutrient. You've probably heard it praised for supporting heart health, protecting your skin, and fighting signs of aging. For many seniors, taking a daily vitamin E supplement feels like a small act of self-care, a way to stay young, sharp, and vibrant. But what if that same supplement is quietly doing more harm than good? Unlike water-soluble vitamins that your body can flush out, vitamin E is fat-soluble. That means it doesn't just pass through, it stays. Over time, it builds up in your liver and fat tissues, accumulating quietly without symptoms until it begins to interfere with how your body works. For older adults, this slow accumulation can have serious consequences. When vitamin E levels rise above 400 IU per day, an amount commonly found in over-the-counter supplements, it can start to interfere with muscle coordination and neuromuscular function. The result: your legs may begin to feel weaker. Getting up from a chair might take more effort. Your balance may become just a little less stable. At first, these changes feel subtle: a little more fatigue after grocery shopping, a slight wobble on stairs. It's easy to brush these off as signs of aging. But what if they're not? What if the strength you've lost isn't because of age, but because of something you're putting into your body every morning? Studies have shown that excessive vitamin E can impair muscle metabolism, especially in people over 60 whose muscle mass is already gradually decreasing. The muscles that support your hips and knees, the ones that keep you steady when you stand, climb, or walk, may be slowly losing their power. And the scariest part: you may not realize it's happening until you already depend on a cane or walker. And there's another danger many seniors don't know about: blood thinning. Vitamin E in high doses has an anticoagulant effect. If you're already taking medications like aspirin or warfarin, adding high-dose vitamin E can thin your blood even further, raising your risk of internal bleeding, excessive bruising, and complications from even minor falls. Imagine tripping over a rug and not just injuring your leg, but dealing with uncontrolled bleeding too. Now let's pause here. This isn't about saying that vitamin E is bad. It's about understanding that more isn't always better, especially as we age. Your body is different at 70 than it was at 30. What once helped you might now be working against you. The key is balance and intention. So, how can you protect yourself? Start by checking the dosage on your supplement bottles. If you see anything over 400 IU of vitamin E, it's time to reassess. Look for a lower dose option, or consider stopping entirely if your diet already includes nuts, seeds, and leafy greens, which naturally provide moderate amounts of vitamin E. Talk to your doctor, especially if you're on blood thinners. Ask if it's safe to continue or whether your body might benefit more from food-based sources of vitamin E instead of pills. You might be surprised by how quickly your energy and stability improve just by making that small change. Many seniors say, "I thought I was doing something good for my body," and your intention was right. But now you have new knowledge, and that means you can make choices that truly support your body today, not the body you had 30 years ago. This is your chance to strengthen your legs, not by doing more, but by doing smarter. And that starts with knowing what's really in your supplements and what it's quietly doing to your strength. Vitamin A, the bone and balance saboteur. Vitamin A is one of those nutrients that sounds like a safe bet. You've heard it's good for your eyes, your skin, your immune system, and that part is true. For years, it's been promoted as an essential part of healthy aging. But here's what they don't often tell you when taken in excess, especially over long periods of time. Vitamin A can silently harm the very things you're trying to protect: your bones, your balance, and your ability to move confidently through life. Unlike vitamin C, which your body flushes out in your urine, vitamin A is fat-soluble. That means it doesn't leave easily. It builds up in your liver and soft tissues quietly over months or even years. You don't feel it happening. There are no early warning signs. No label says "be careful." But deep inside your body may be shifting and not in the right direction. One of the most serious consequences of long-term vitamin A overload is bone loss. Studies have shown that high levels of vitamin A are linked to decreased bone density, especially in the hips and legs. These are the very bones you rely on for balance walking and avoiding falls. For seniors whose bones are already more fragile with age, this small shift in density can mean the difference between a stable step and a life-changing fracture. Have you noticed a dull ache in your hips when you walk? Do stairs seem harder to climb than they did a year ago? Have you started avoiding longer walks because your legs feel tired quicker than they used to? You might assume it's age or arthritis or just a bad week, but it could be a deeper issue. It could be that a supplement you take every morning in good faith is slowly eroding your strength, and it doesn't take much. Many multivitamins contain high levels of vitamin A. Cod liver oil, still used by many older adults, has even more. Add to that the fortified foods we consume like cereals and dairy, and it becomes surprisingly easy to exceed the safe threshold. The symptoms can be subtle: aching joints, muscle fatigue in your thighs or hips, a general feeling of heaviness in your legs. At first, you might not connect the dots. After all, nobody told you vitamin A could weaken your bones, but now you know, and knowledge in this case could be life-changing. So, what can you do? First, check your supplement labels. If you're taking a multivitamin, see how much vitamin A it contains. Then look at any additional sources like cod liver oil or other fortified products. If your total intake is regularly above 3,000 mcg or 10,000 IU, that's a red flag, especially if you've been taking it long term. Second, talk to your doctor. Ask for a vitamin panel and specifically request your serum vitamin A level. If it's high, it doesn't mean you're doomed, but it does mean it's time to make a change. Third, shift your mindset. More isn't always better. Instead of supplementing heavily, get your vitamin A from food like carrots, sweet potatoes, and leafy greens. These contain beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A as needed, making it much safer than taking preformed vitamin A in pill form. Finally, listen to your body. If your legs feel weaker, if your balance feels off, don't assume it's just aging. Aging doesn't always mean declining, but over-supplementation. That can quietly and steadily chip away at your mobility. You deserve to walk with strength. You deserve to feel steady and confident in your own home, on your own street. And that starts with looking honestly at what you're putting into your body and recognizing that even good things in excess can become dangerous. Vitamin A is no exception. Vitamin B6, the energy pill that numbs your legs. Vitamin B6 has long been marketed as a powerful ally for brain health, focus, and energy. It's included in nearly every multivitamin on the shelf, featured in senior support formulas, and added to countless brain-boosting and memory-enhancing supplements. For seniors who fear memory loss or fatigue, it's easy to see why this vitamin has become a daily habit. But what if the very supplement you're taking to feel sharper and more energized is quietly robbing you of your ability to walk confidently? Here's the hidden truth when taken in excessive amounts. Vitamin B6 doesn't just stop being helpful, it becomes harmful. And the first signs often show up in your legs. It usually starts subtly. A slight tingling in your toes, maybe a strange numbness that comes and goes. At first you brush it off. You assume it's circulation, maybe just stiffness. But then it spreads up your feet into your calves. Your balance feels off. Your steps don't feel as sure. You trip over small things. You find yourself reaching for walls or railings just in case. These are not just clumsy moments. They may be signs of peripheral neuropathy, a form of nerve damage linked to prolonged high doses of vitamin B6. And the most concerning part, this damage can be irreversible. Unlike most water-soluble vitamins, B6 doesn't always leave your body easily when levels are too high. It can start interfering with the transmission of nerve signals, especially in the long nerves that travel from your spine down into your legs and feet. Once those nerves are compromised, everything changes: your movement, your confidence, your independence. Seniors taking more than 100 mg of B6 per day, an amount easily exceeded through over-the-counter supplements, are particularly at risk. But many don't realize it. They assume that if one pill is good, two must be better. Or they don't know that their energy-boosting drink and brain support capsule both contain high levels of B6. The result is devastating, not just physically, but emotionally. Imagine being afraid to take the stairs alone. Imagine avoiding outings with family because you're not sure your legs will hold up. Imagine being told by a doctor that the nerve damage in your feet can't be undone even if you stop the supplements. That's the reality many older adults are now facing. And it all starts with good intentions. You wanted to stay mentally sharp, stay independent, stay strong. You never meant to cause harm. But when supplement labels are vague and dosages aren't personalized, even a vitamin for energy can become a slow, silent threat. So what now? Start by reading every label. How much vitamin B6 are you truly taking each day? If it's more than 100 milligrams, especially if it's been that way for months or years, it's time to reevaluate. Consider switching to food-based sources of B6 like bananas, turkey, tuna, spinach, and potatoes. These give your body what it needs without the risk of overdose. Then talk to your doctor about your symptoms. Don't minimize the tingling, numbness, or lack of coordination. Ask if a nerve conduction study or blood test could help you determine whether B6 toxicity is part of the problem. And if you're unsure, pause the supplements and monitor how your body responds. You don't have to feel guilty. You weren't careless. You were doing what you thought was right. But now you have new information that can help you walk with more confidence, stand with greater strength, and reclaim the sense of control you may have slowly lost. Vitamin B6 was meant to help, but in excess, it can take away the very things that define your independence. It's time to take a closer look because your legs, your nerves, and your life deserve that care. What this means for you. By now, you might be feeling surprised or maybe even a little frustrated. You've spent years trying to do the right thing for your health. You followed the advice. You bought the vitamins. You wanted to stay strong, sharp, and independent. And yet somehow, the very things that were supposed to help may have quietly worked against you. That's not your fault. No one warned you that vitamin E could interfere with muscle function. No one mentioned that too much vitamin A could thin your bones. And certainly no one explained how an excess of B6, yes, B6, could numb your legs and steal your balance. These aren't rare cases. This isn't fringe science. These are real effects being seen in real people, especially older adults who have faithfully followed supplement routines without knowing how aging changes everything. You see, your body isn't the same at 65 or 75 as it was at 35. Nutrient absorption shifts, muscle mass declines, recovery slows, and what once was helpful may now be harmful, especially when it lingers in your system or accumulates in places it shouldn't. But here's the good news. You still have control. You can take what you've learned today and use it. You can take back your strength not by doing more, but by being more intentional, by asking better questions, by choosing smarter routines. and by understanding that even healthy habits sometimes need to evolve. This isn't about guilt or fear. It's about power. The power to protect your independence. The power to walk without worry. The power to feel like yourself again, not weighed down, not wobbly but grounded, clear and confident. You've come too far in life to let something as small as a vitamin bottle chip away at everything you've built. Now that you know what's been happening, you can change the story. What you can do. Starting today. The most powerful step you can take right now isn't complicated. It begins with awareness and leads to action. Start by gathering every supplement you currently take. Lay them out on your kitchen table. Don't just look at the brand, read the labels carefully. How much vitamin E is in that bottle? How much vitamin A? What about vitamin B6? Write the numbers down. If you're taking more than 400 IU of vitamin E, more than 3,000 mcg of vitamin A, or more than 100 milliliters of B6 per day, it's time to reconsider. Next, schedule an appointment with your doctor, or better yet, with a specialist in aging and senior care. Ask for a full nutrient blood panel. Request to have your vitamin levels tested, especially A, E, and B6. Your body might already be storing more than it needs, even if you feel fine on the surface. From there, build a simple plan. Over the next 7 to 14 days, begin reducing or removing one supplement at a time, starting with the one with the highest risk. Replace it with real nourishing food spinach for vitamin A. Sunflower seeds for vitamin E, bananas, and chickpeas for vitamin B6. Let food become your medicine again. During week 3, take note of how your body feels. Are you steadier on your feet? Do your legs feel lighter when you stand? Is that tingling starting to fade? These small changes are your body's way of saying thank you. And by week 4, you might be ready for another check-in with yourself and with your healthcare provider. What you'll likely find is this: with fewer synthetic vitamins in your system and more mindful choices in your diet, your energy returns, your balance improves, and your confidence grows. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being proactive. It's about choosing progress over routine. The truth is, just by watching this video, you're already doing more than most. You're not ignoring the signs. You're not accepting decline as your destiny. You're learning, evaluating, adjusting, and that makes you powerful. You care about your body. You care about your future. And that care right now is turning into action. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. You just need to take the first step with purpose. Because when you protect your legs, you're protecting your ability to move, to explore, to live independently. And that's worth everything. If this message spoke to you, if it opened your eyes or made you think twice about your daily routine, let us know. Type 1 in the comments if you learned something new today, or 0 if you've already started making smart changes to protect your leg strength. Your voice matters. Your experience can help others who are quietly going through the same struggles without knowing why. When you comment, like, and share, you're not just supporting this channel, you're building a community of strength awareness and real health transformation. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Every week, we bring you practical, honest guidance made for real people who want to live stronger, longer, and more confidently without fear, without confusion, and without guessing. Remember, your next step doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. Choosing to pay attention, to ask questions, to listen to your body. These are powerful acts of self-care, and they're exactly how strength is built, one step at a time. You've come this far. Now let's move forward together.